Hi everyone! I'm being really brave. I'm filming my January haul with 3 days still left in the month. Oh fuck! There's a book downstairs. Oh! Bear with me. That better be everything, I swear to God. Oh, I can't get comfortable now. Hi everyone! I am being really positive and optimistic by filming my January haul with 3 days still left in the month. Future Emma sneaking in. Of course, we get to the 31st of January and something turns up. I forgot I ordered this, so it was a nice surprise, but how the fuck do I open this? Open here, okay? Yeah, but how? What do? Do I rip it? I am so confused. What is going on? It looks perforated, but then it doesn't want to... Oh my goodness. Oh, done it. I forgot how many books I already bought, but an additional book is Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Crow by Jessica Townsend. Everyone has been raving about this book. I have said I want to read more middle grade this year. This was literally like £3 on Amazon and I was like, hey, I should buy that. So now I have this and maybe I will read it in February for the booktube games. Who knows, we shall see. But yeah, this should be the only additional book. I hope I don't see you guys again until another video. Okay, past Emma. Tell him about all the books you bought. However, I've accumulated 17 books in January, which isn't bad. It's not 70, but it's also not the single digits that we had gotten ourselves down to. So, in fairness to me, only 2 of these books were bought brand new, and the shop had a sale on, so like... And also I was spoiled with gifts and arcs, so it's fine. It's fine. I'm not even going to count how many I actually bought because it's still too many. So back in December, if you were on Book Twitter and even on BookTube, people talked about it there, we decided that we were going to show support to our friends and fellow creators and send each other books on wish lists if we were able to, and I was super lucky and received quite a few gifts from people, but by far the best gift I received wasn't a book. I mean, it was a book, but it wasn't a book. It was this Clever Fox planner, which I received from Kevin from Storyglyph. I've been using this for the last month and it is a freaking lifesaver. Like, it claims to make you more productive and I swear it has. Like, this is amazing. I don't know how I lived my life without it. But one of the things I've done, because at the back it's got kind of like a bullet journal type thing, I've been writing down books that I bought. So basically I'm just showing this because I wanted to tell you the order I was showing you the books in, but also like I wanted to show you how much I love this and shout out Kevin again. So Kevin's channel is in the description. So we're just gonna go through the books basically in the order that I bought them, because like I'm not about organising it into like I bought this here and this stuff, like, anyway. So the first book that I got in January in 2019 was from the lovely Rachel Marie book Junkie, and she sent me The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. I am so excited to get to this. I don't know why I didn't put it on like my February TBR. What is the accent? I know there's a lot of people that don't like this and I'm not 100% sure why. I didn't want to like read reviews and get like brainwashed. But this follows a female who has Asperger's syndrome, and I really want to read more books with particularly women who are on the autism spectrum. I just want to read books with women with Asperger's or on the autistic spectrum, so this is exactly why I want this. I need to read it. That is it. I need to read this ASAP. Next I have The Train to Impossible Places, A Cursed Delivery by P.G. Bell, and this is a middle grade fantasy? I'm gonna go with fantasy. It sounds like it's probably a fantasy, but I want to read more middle grade this year, so I have middle grade. And here comes my charity shop wise, basically. I have Popco by Scarlett Thomas. This is an author that when I was a bookseller I was recommended one of their books. Can't remember what one. I think it was this author. I seem to be collecting their books having not read any. This sounds interesting. It's about a girl, or a woman I suppose, who has been receiving odd messages, all anonymous and written in code. And she wants to know if they're from someone at Popco, which is a profit-hungry corporation that she works for, or is it from her lost father or somebody else. She's basically going to try and unlock the code and figure it out. So like, mystery. I did just realise though that like the font is quite small, so that's going to be fun. Continuing my collecting of middle grade books, I picked up Longbow Girl by Linda Davies. This follows a girl called Mary, and she's facing her family losing their farm, which the family's owned for centuries, and she basically discovers a treasure and she can turn back time and change the past, and I'm assuming she's gonna do something involving a longbow. But again, I just bought it. I want to read more middle grade, so like I needed to buy more middle grade because I didn't have that many. That's my excuse, right? This next one, I was so excited when I saw it because I wanted it. Like I've recently heard of it. Within the last year I heard of this book and I was like, that sounds cool, why do I not know about this? And I was like, oh, I want that, but like it's not one that I ever saw myself like going out my way to buy. And then I saw it in a charity shop and I was like, I need it. And that is The City of Ember by Jean, wow. Wait, no, the surname's French, so it's got to be like Jean Duprat. What is my French today? It's The City of Ember. I'm sure you've heard of it. This is the deluxe edition. I'm so excited. Why this isn't... I'm now realising all these books I should have put on my TBR for like February, but there's so many other books. I'm getting so sidetracked. I just want to read all the books. But this is about a doomed city and two children determined to escape it. Basically the blurb of this book's just talking about how like it's a classic and they've reprinted it. Not helpful. I don't like knowing too much about what's happening in books, so sorry. Another thing that I've been kind of getting into lately are self-help books. I find them hit or miss. I'm very hesitant towards them. I don't trust them. However, I'm currently waiting on a mental health referral to like the psychologist, psychiatrist, I don't even know what's the difference. Probably a psychiatrist, right? Anyway, I'm waiting for somebody to look at me and go, this is why your brain's fucked up and this is what's wrong with you. And I do have a good idea of what it is. I'll talk about it more once we have like diagnosis and stuff. But I just want to try and do what I can myself to get through the day's life while waiting for actual professional help. So I picked up Shine, Rediscovering Your Energy, Happiness and Purpose by Andy Cope and Gavin Oates. Andy Cope wrote a book called The Art of Being a Brilliant Teenager. He's written a couple books like The Art of Being Brilliant. I had the teenager one and I found it quite helpful, but I was a little bit too old for it. So I gave it to a family friend who was about 12 or 13 at the time, and she's read it multiple times. She said she found it really, really helpful for her. So I want to give that writer, that author, a chance with something that's aimed more at my level. I don't really know what it's about apart from helping you rediscover your energy, happiness and purpose, and those are like the three things in life that I need. You know, I'm always tired, I'm always miserable, mostly, and lately I've been really struggling with like what is my purpose in life. So I should really have started this by now. That tells you a lot about it. But yeah, if you have any self-help recommendations or just like mindfulness, that kind of shite basically, let me know and I will see if it's any good. Next, I finally went to an independent bookstore that I've been dying to visit for so long, and that is Inkspot and Silverleaf Booksellers, which are an independent bookseller in Bo'ness in Scotland. I have family over in Bo'ness. I love Bo'ness so much. If you're in Scotland and you're anywhere near Bo'ness, you have to go through for like the fair day. Not even the fair day, but go like fairing or like the day after the fair and look at the house frontages. I actually recorded it last year, but I didn't end up making a video, like a vlog for it. I don't know if I put it in any vlog. Anyway, this year I'm 100% going to vlog the fair day, like fairing fair day, and you will see how amazing it is. But I just love Bo'ness, and they have their own little bookstore, and the day that I went was the last day of their 15% off, so I got 2 books. Technically I'm gonna lie, because I'm gonna show you the book I picked up last. I only got 2 books, but you know, you're gonna care more about that one. But I picked up the Elsewhere Emporium by Ross and Mackenzie, which is like the sequel. Well, it is the sequel, not like the sequel. It is the sequel to the Nowhere Emporium, which I adored. I briefly met Ross when I was working in Waterstones. He came up to me and said, "Hi, I'm Ross, I'm here to sign some books." And I was like, "Oh, hey, cool." And then my manager like whisked him away and I got left being like the only person on the till. So every other colleague got to meet him and got him to sign books for them, and I was just left with nothing. Well, no, I'm not. One of my colleagues actually said, "Can you sign one for Emma?" So they all got like, "Hi, blah blah blah, so lovely to meet you," and I just got, "Hi Emma, thanks." It's like, it's not my fault, I had to serve people. But his book was fantastic, I loved it. And he always spoke about wanting to do a sequel, but it wasn't like certain he was going to. He does have a different book out called Shadowsmith, which I haven't read yet. But this came out, I didn't even know it was coming out, and I saw it and I was like, I need it. So I'm so freaking excited about this. This is definitely getting read ASAP. So excited to have this in my life. And the next book, this is gonna elicit some excitement from some people, I think. I picked up Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I have not yet read Daughter of Smoke and Bone. I have that and the other 2 books in the series, but every time I hear of this book, it just sounds amazing. I saw it and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get it. It's here. And like this cover, I was like, I need it. So I have this in my life and I will read it sometime in the future. I kind of want to read Daughter of Smoke and Bone series first. I'm a bit like that. Like if an author only has like a couple of books out, I prefer to read their earliest works first because I feel like they get better. So we'll see, we'll see. Back to charity shops. I was in a charity shop where books were like 40 pence, but it was like buy 2 get 1 free. So basically I was with a friend and we picked up 6 books and we paid like £1.20 for them. So this first book I just had to pick up because I needed an additional book, and that is Elmer and Park by Rainbow Rowell. I had this book. I took it to New York with me twice. Never read it. And then I went on holiday. I don't know if it was this holiday or if it was like in 2006. No, it must have been this summer. Basically at some point I took this book on holiday or whatever and my friend wanted to read it and it ended up in her suitcase, and I think she still has it, and I'm just like, you know what, I'll just replace it because I like this cover. Will I ever read it? Good question. Haven't ever read Rainbow Rowell yet, so I grabbed Slated by Terry Terry, which I think is book 1, and I have book 2 somewhere. I don't know where I put it. It was in my unhaul pile. You know my 200 book unhaul? Yeah, they're still sitting on my floor. But I saw this one and I'm sure this is the first one, so I was like, hey, I'll rescue book 2 and then I can like give it a bash. So hopefully this is good. I definitely did not need to pick this up when I'd already decided I didn't want the sequel, but it's happening. And the third book I picked up in that charity shop was The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. I love mysteries. I love YA mystery, except sometimes they're a bit too obvious. I don't really like those thrillers which are Girl on the Train and basically just chick, they're like chick thrillers, that's what I call them, because like it's always about a woman and she's either divorced, widowed, a spinster, or unhappily married, right? And she's always a little bit crazy, probably an alcoholic, and she has to try and solve this crime. Like she'll notice something and instead of being like, I should go to the police, she just like tries to deal with it by herself and all this stuff. And I keep collecting those thrillers. Obviously not all of them follow that kind of thing, but the ones I've read seem to. But I feel like I'm gonna love them, so I keep buying them, but then I don't read them because I'm like, but it's not gonna be what I want it to be. But I just keep buying them. So I have this one. We'll give it a bash. Next we have another Amazon wishlist gift, and I died when I got this. This was the first book I saw, but then I very quickly saw the second book and I literally died. But Becca from Pistachio Paperbacks, she already sent me stuff in December, and then because I like commented on one of her videos and I talked about some certain books, she was like, I'll just buy them for her, and I'm like I don't deserve this love. I really don't. She sent me People Like Us by Dana Melly, which Becca and I were talking about how our like niche, I know I said our kink, no, no, our niche are like private school mysteries, and that's exactly what this is. I just want to read it. And the next book she sent me, if I could have ran up north to wherever it is she lives and hugged her, probably to death. I would have, because she sent me Summer Bird Blue by Kemi Dawn Bowman. I am obsessed with the Kemi Dawn Bowman. I only read, because I've only read one of her books, she only has 2 books out. So I read Starfish last year, and I don't know why I'm smelling the book. It smells nice. Starfish was stunning, and I am just dying to sink my teeth into this. I was supposed to buy it in New York. I saw it in Barnes & Noble, but I was like, oh, this is the first bookstore I've been in. I'll check Book Off and I'll check the Strand and anywhere else I might go, and I never got back to Barnes & Noble, which was the only place that had it. So now I have it. I'm so excited. So freaking excited. This follows a girl who just wants to make music with her sister for the rest of her life, but then her sister dies and she has to go to Hawaii to live with like an aunt, and it's gonna be heartbreaking and it's gonna deal with grief and just sad things, which is kind of how a Kemi does things, but it'll be happy in the end, I'm sure. So it's fine. That pile is getting really unsteady. Oh no! No! Summer Bird Blue, you okay? Everything's fine. I totally didn't drop anything. No one panic. This next book I was sent from the publishers because they've asked me to be part of the blog tour for this book, and that is The Lost Girls of Camp Forevermore by Kim Fu. This is published by Legend Press. I actually requested an arc on NetGalley. I thought it sounded really interesting, and then I got approved, and the PR person emailed me and they're like, hey, we want you to do the blog tour. Will you do a review on your channel? We'll send you a physical copy. And I was like, hell yeah, like this book sounds great. So this involves a group of young girls who go on a sleepaway camp, and then they end up going on like an overnight kayaking trip, but they get stranded, and the book basically follows the 5 girls through and beyond this trip. I'm curious. It's quite sharp, but it's quite small writing as well, which annoys me, because see, if they had more pages I could read it in February. Well, I have to read it in February for the ow, I just hit my own face, the booktube games. But I am really keen to get to this. I mean it's a stunning cover, and I think it's adult fiction. Like, I think that's kind of what it comes under. So look at me growing up. And this next book I was given by the author, and it is Dare to Fall by Estelle Mascom. This is the US edition. I like collecting books, and she literally, like, Yana at Black and White was just giving her like new editions of things, like her books that came out abroad and stuff, and had said, what ones does Emma want? And Estelle's like, no, she's got too many. And I was like, bitch, no, I will have all your books. Like, I was nearly stealing a Catalan and a Spanish, just don't mention it, but I was nice and gave them back to her. Fucking books falling again. Dare to fall, it did. That was really bad. If you somehow don't know who Estelle Mascom is, who are you? Where have you been? Literally every video on my channel involves Estelle Mascom somehow. But this book, it's a standalone, and it involves a girl called Mackenzie Rivers. Hell yeah, I got that right. I was like, what's her fucking name? I don't know. And basically, it's like a year previous, I think, I don't even know. It's fake stan. Mackenzie's crush and like almost boyfriend, Jaden, loses his parents in a car crash. Basically, Mackenzie decides to like step back. She doesn't really want to like deal with his problems, but like impose her problems on him, and you know, self-preservation is basically where she's at. But then they meet by chance one night and they reunite, and then, you know, like, does she dare to fall for Jaden? And oh, there's also a slight mystery element in it, which I did not expect from Estelle. And I remember, like, it's not like a big mystery element, but when there's like a sort of reveal, and I was like, holy shit, I was like, girl, get into mysteries. But I really need to reread this book. I really enjoyed it. You gotta support your friends, you know what I mean? So it's also floppy. So this is going to go up on my Estelle Mascom shelf. Hopefully not tip it over the edge to falling point. Oh fuck, no. I caught you. You will not fall. Maybe. My penultimate book is one that I wanted for a while, and then I got BookBeat, which is an app. You pay like £13 a month and you get like unlimited audiobooks and ebooks. But it's kind of like Scribd, except if you save a book, it doesn't become unavailable. So great. And I started listening to a book that had been on my wish list for a while, and that was Wait for Me by Caroline Leach. I got literally to the opening bit, like it wasn't even like the first sentence. It is like, it said chapter 1 and then it has the location where the book is set. Craigie Law Farm, Aberlady, East Lothian, Scotland, February 8th, 1945. I live in East Lothian, just to like let stalkers find me. That is a place so close to me that I was just like, what the fuck? Like, it's like when I read Out of the Blue by Sophie Cameron. I was like, it's set in Edinburgh, yay, and the next thing I know they're in my fucking hometown. So it's just so surreal to me for like a book to be set somewhere so familiar. So like, I needed a physical copy. You know, for all I know, they could come to my town. Which, if they do, I probably shouldn't tell you because then you could like stalk me. Because clearly everyone on the platform is like, let's find Emma Novella. It's like, fucking, where's Wally? Where's Emma? But, you know, stranger danger. I really don't give a fuck. I am so bad for that. Like, someone could message me and be like, hey, you won my giveaway, what's your address? And I'm like, boom. Like, don't even think about it. So, oops. I'm just like outing myself. I'm like putting myself in a situation for serial killers to come get me. Hey, I love a true crime documentary, so if someone's gonna serial kill me, that's not how it works. If someone's gonna kill me, at least make it worthy enough of a Netflix documentary. That's morbid. But yeah, this is a historical fiction novel and it's about oh, hold on, I didn't even know this. So what actually happens? I thought it was like this girl's boyfriend goes off to fight in the war. No. A German prisoner of war is assigned as the farmhand on this girl's farm and she's appalled. Please, oh my god, it's gonna be fucking Hate to Love. Is it a Hate to Love? I think this might be a Hate to Love story. Oh, you're on my TBR. You're coming. You're next. You're next. And my final book of January, hopefully, provided I don't buy anything in the next 3 days, I have already read. I read it like a year and a half ago. I had a NetGalley arc and I fucking loved it. Dr. Jekyll and Mr Hyde by Anthony O'Neill, published by my faves, Black and White. This is like a sequel to Dr. Jekyll and Mr Hyde. So I read Dr. Jekyll and Mr Hyde and then went straight into this and it was brilliant. It emulated Robert Louis Stevenson's writing perfectly without copying, and I just felt it was a really respectful addition to the story. It basically takes the ending of Dr. Jekyll, this is still called Dr. Jekyll, but you know, the original, and it kind of says, but what if this happened instead? It's just, I just loved it. So I'm obsessed with this cover, so I saw it and I was like, I need to buy that, I need my own copy, like, so I think a reread of both books is due soon. So I do think if you're a fan of the original Dr. Jekyll and Mr Hyde, you will probably really enjoy this. Unless you're like one of those like no canon only people, in which case you probably won't. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. And those are all the books I got in January. Again, hopefully if I don't buy anything else. I do need to buy a book on Kindle for the BookTube games, but I'll just buy that on Friday so it counts as February's haul. That is it. Let me know if you've read any of these, which ones you think are worth reading, which ones you're like, Emma, waste of money, and if there's any on your TBR we could buddy read. I keep meaning to do a video of books that I like particularly would like to buddy read, but like I'll buddy read anything with anybody. I'm competitive, so if you tell me we're going to read 100 pages by like 6 PM, you bet you I'll have them read before we even committed. What? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. This took a little bit longer than I anticipated, but quality content takes time, do you know what I mean? I'm gonna go, I have so much to do. I need to edit and I need to read. What a life. Snake. What was that? Oh my god. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye! I haven't done thumbnails! Ah! Hi.